Alright guys, welcome back. THCD here, and we're going to go into the best pets, passives, happiness bonus, and AA. For rogues, for pretty much any class. But the main thing is we're going to be showing you exactly a couple of updates that the game STS has brought. And mainly it's just going to be showing you the couple new pets that came from Halloween. Now, if you haven't gotten your hands on these pets, I recommend you do so, because these pets are absolutely amazing. Okay, so let's start off. Let's just start off with the Arcane Sapphire, one of the best pets for damage, for any boss, for pretty much anything in the game. If you read up here at the top, and I went over this in my previous video as well, but this passive is by far just so amazing. The tiger slashes a target and has a 60% chance to increase your damage by 35%, stacking of course, for 10 seconds. Now this is the boss killer pet, because you're going to be running up to the boss, and while you're getting your procs ready, your pet's going to be getting his proc ready as well. Okay, so then we'll move down to the happiness bonus. This is going to be one of the new pets from Halloween, and this pet is pretty much the same as, and I'll compare it to Heroic Flame and Frostbitten as well. The Heroic Cord Weaver gives the 70 primary stat, 30 dex, 25 crit damage, 30% armor, 30% damage stacking, 30 boss damage, and 20 speed. Now that's just amazing. If we take a look at Heroic Flame, we can see that it gives 50 primary stat, 50 dex, which is pretty good, 25 crit damage, 25% armor, which is 5% less, 25% damage, which is 5% less, 25% boss damage, which is 5% less, and 5% more speed. So obviously you're going to want to be getting Heroic Cord Weaver, but this is going to be the cheaper option as well. It is only 12 million gold, and let's see how much Cord Weaver is right now. 40 million. So 12 million to 40 million, so you're definitely going to want to keep that out, keep an eye on that. Also, another choice is Frostbitten. Make sure you get Frostbitten and not the Phoenix, because the Phoenix, his damage does not stack. Now this is the ultra cheap option for 900k, and this is going to be one of your best happiness bonuses as well if you need to use this. And it has your stats: 15% crit damage instead of 25, 25% damage instead of 30, 25% boss damage, and 25% speed. So your Frostbitten is going to be pretty damn good. Like, you can use this if you don't have access to the other two, but I definitely recommend probably upgrading to the other two. Okay, so next pet. Well, let's get back to that one actually. Let's finish him up. For the Arcane ability, the best in slot pet for any boss killing pet, especially this one, is going to be either Heroic Sabra or Vermilius. Now, with this recent event, the birthday event, they have released a few pets to the store, not to the store, but to the vendors, the egg vendors, and the egg vendors pop up every once in a while. And these egg vendors pop up once you kill Arcanax. Now once you kill Arcanax, then they pop up and you're able to buy the eggs from anywhere, I think from $7.50 for Mythics to $9.99 for the Arcanes. So people have been buying them left and right, and getting lucky and getting some in the Arcane pet chests as well. So Vermilius is very cheap. Let's go ahead and see. It used to be 200 million gold pet, and now it's 13 million. So it's as much as a Heroic Sabra used to be. Now the reason why this is so good is because you get 25 crit damage, 25 boss damage, and 25 haste. Now the haste is what's in just killing it. It's just the best. Because if we look up here at Sabra, whoops, let me just do Sabra. Here we go. If we look at Sabra, it gives 25 crit damage, 25 boss damage, and then a 25% chance to reflect damage. So you're missing out on 25% haste, which is huge. Okay, let's move on. So the next pet that I'm going to be using for gold loot is going to be my heroic Kawaii, and he is pretty cool. I named him Wonton, but he is cool because he has an amazing passive. Now this is going to be one of your best gold loot pets and luck pets because he does both, and he has a chance to apply a buff that adds 25% gold loot and 25% luck for 10 seconds. And what I've realized is when you swap this pet right at the end of Indigo, right before the boss, when you just swap to him, he ends up proccing pretty much immediately once you swap, and he starts attacking the boss. So that's going to be an amazing thing. Don't worry about him not proccing. Now for the happiness bonus, I'm not a huge gold farmer, otherwise you'd probably see me use Julian in here for the 75%. But for me, Skeletops is cheap, it's efficient, it has 30% speed and 60% gold loot. You can't go wrong. And also, for the arcane ability, I like Leto because he gives 20% haste, armor, and health, as well as 20% bonus gold loot. Now, Groucho is a little bit more expensive. I think he's only like 1,000,000 gold, but he gives you 25% bonus gold loot and 25% boss damage. So it's up to you really what you want to use, but I do use him for my gold. You have other options as well. You can use your little chest guy here, and he boosts gold by 25% for allies as well. And then you can also put, like, you know, your Skeletops or your Julian in the happiness bonus. And then for the AA, you can put Groucho, or you can put this guy right here. You can put him in there for the AA because he gives 25% bonus gold loot and also 25% luck. So you can put his egg in one of these guys. Now let's move on to my favorite pet and the pet I use all the time. I used to use my heroic Draugr all the time, but now it is definitely my Ghost of Cryptor. Now, a lot of people are getting these, obviously, because they're cheap, and I mean, I dropped this pet, or I crafted this pet in the Cryptic Renowned event, and then I ended up selling it for like 60 million, which I regret because it went up to like 200 million. But this is a really good pet because instead of regular Cryptor giving you 70% damage reduction, Ghost of Cryptor gives you 75. So that's huge. And right now is the only time you're going to see it for 7.5 million. So if you haven't gotten yourself one, do so immediately. This is literally how I stay alive all the time inside Indigo, inside of other hard maps. Now, I am a huge fan of Heroic Polar. Heroic Polar is one of the best pets in the game for happiness because he's giving you a ton of stats, 20% crit damage, 20% haste, 30% armor, 30% damage, and 30% speed. Now, people have been saying, oh, well, THCD, why don't you use Heroic Moonshade? And I tried it. I definitely tried Heroic Moonshade. Let me tell you, his stats are great. The haste it's not really noticeable, but the damage definitely is. But he's just not that great because he doesn't have the 30% MS, the movement speed. Now, his arcane ability is also very, very good because it makes 7 targets take 20% more damage. Now, this isn't the same as you getting 20% more damage. This is a lot different. They take 20% more damage. So this seems to do more than Heroic Sabra on bosses. I've tested a few times, and it seems to give more damage bonus than Heroic Sabra. But the thing is, you really need the bio set, because that 20% really racks up, because it's 20% of all damage. So you're doing 20% more damage of your nature, your shadow, whatever elemental thing you have. So keep that in mind. But yeah, so Heroic Moonshade's good, but usually just for warriors, I would say, for happiness bonus. Now for the arcane ability, of course, we have to go with Heroic Parry. Heroic Parry is one of the best arcane abilities in the game. He swoops down, stuns people for 5 seconds, and also empowers you with 30% haste, 50% damage, and movement speed, which is stacking, for 6 seconds, and it's only a 15-second cooldown. One of the fastest arcane abilities in the game, and of course once I get him up to rank 7, he'll give me a 10% haste, so that's going to be really good. Okay. Alright guys, so I just wanted to let you know that this is going to be your best 3 pets for a rogue, especially for what you're trying to do. I mean, like, if you're going to be running leaderboards, I always run my Ghost of Cryptor or my Sapphire, and I'll switch the eggs out. Like, I'll put my ghost egg, like my polar egg and stuff, inside of my Sapphire, and put my parry egg inside of Sapphire. That way I get the more damage for events. Or it all depends, if I'm taking a lot of damage, then I'll keep them in Cryptor. But that's pretty much it when it comes to pets, especially since you're going to want to focus on, if you really think about it, all those pets are going to cost you quite a bit of gold, right? So you're definitely not going to want to get too overwhelmed, because if you do, you're going to end up just not wanting to get any of the pieces. You're going to end up going for the cheaper pieces, and then it's just very good to focus on one pet at a time. So hopefully this helps. Also, I will do a little quick update on the giveaway. For those of you who keep asking me when the giveaway is going to end, just keep in mind that up on Boss PB's channel, the day the video was posted for the information regarding the giveaway, like the day that was posted, count 2 weeks from then, and we will surely make a video before the end of the giveaway, and we will also make a video going over the winners. So good luck to everybody, and keep your head up, and hopefully you guys get some awesome loot in this birthday event. I think I dropped a Wisp and a Halo. But yeah, so everybody keep on trucking along and be good. Peace.